Ab hoc spe repulsi nervii, wallo pedum 9, et fossa pedum 15, hiberna cingunt. Okay, prepositional phrase here. Repulsi, of course, is a participle modifying the nervi. So this prepositional phrase kind of explains by what or from what the nervi were rejected. Because remember, in the last chapter, the nervi tried to trick Cicero into coming out, and he said, not happening. So what did they do? Because obviously this is a subject. Well, before we find out what they did, let's see. We've got wallo, pedum 9. Okay, so we're talking about a wall, and apparently it's this big. That's probably 9 feet high. At fossa pedum 15, and it's probably a ditch this deep. And let's see, we've got an ablative here. So we've got a wall and a ditch. They're both ablative. They're both connected by this et. So with a wall, probably, and with a ditch, those dimensions, of course, are included there. Hiberna, direct object, because we've got a subject here, and then cingunt. So here's your subject, verb, direct object of cingunt. Okay. Haec et superiorum honorum consuetudine ab novis cognorant, et quos de exercitu habebant captivos ab eis docebantur. Well, when you look at it, haec, well, that looks accusative. Why? Well, just because it's neuter, and we don't have anything else making it the subject, because we just talked about the nervi, so I'm assuming this is the direct object. But I'm more interested in this et clause over here. Look, we've got an et and an et. So whatever's going on, we've got two things that are connected, both and there. Okay, superiorum honorum, that is genitive. Oh, consuetudine, ablative, so these guys probably talk about that from the practice of the previous years. We still don't know what's going on, but haec is a direct object. We'll keep going. Ab novis, another prepositional phrase. From our guys, oh, and here it is. These things they had learned. What things? Probably the things like building a wall and a ditch. They had learned these things both from the practice of previous years from us. So apparently these nervii, they paid attention to what the Romans did in the past. They learned those sneaky tricks of using a wall and a ditch. So they had learned these things. And at quos de, okay, quos is a direct object of something. We're going to hold that in our head because we don't know. But we've got de exercitu as a prepositional phrase. Oh, habebant. That's the verb. So, whom they, the nervi, were holding from the army. Oh, holding as captives. So notice quos and captivos are actually the same guys. So they probably learned these things from observing our guys and from the captives. Ab eis docebantur, the nervii, were taught. Ab eis, of course, prepositional phrase. And this whole thing here is going over here. So they had learned these things and they were being taught by those guys whom they had captured before. Oh, okay, keep going. Sed nulla fermentorum copia, quae esset ad hunc usum idonea, gladiis caespates circumcidere, manibus sagulisque terram exhaurire nitebantur. Okay, so they learned all this stuff, but we've got a problem here. Ablative phrase here. Oh, so they know what they want to do, but the problem is with no supply of ferramentorum. Notice the root on there, ferra, that's like iron. So literally with no supply of stuff made out of iron, i.e. tools, probably construction tools. Oh yes, and then we've got a relative clause talking about all these things. These things which were suitable for this use, the use being building a wall and digging a ditch, but with no supply of the tools necessary, which were suitable for doing this, they had to make do, I bet you. Gladiis, ablative. Caespates, direct object of circumcidere. What did they do? Well, whatever they did, we need a finite verb with it. So we're going to hold this. Why is this infinitive? We'll have to see if Caesar gives us a reason. Manibus, sagulis, more ablatives. So we got an ablative there, an ablative there, and an ablative there. And look, we've got this nifty construction here. Look, we've got an accusative noun with an infinitive preceded by an ablative. And over here, we have a pair of ablatives with an accusative noun and an infinitive. Oh, and then here's the main verb. So it puts it all together. So they were struggling, nite bantur, to what? To circumcidere, this direct object, with their swords. They're struggling to dig the grass with their swords. And they were struggling to exhaurire, probably move or dig out the ground with their hands and their sagiles, their cloaks. So apparently they wanted to do all these nifty tricks, but they didn't have the right tools, so they had to make do with what they had.